So let us begin with the today's video, which is about the national immunization schedule, and let's try to break it down and understand it in a simplified manner. Before we dive into the depths of the national immunization schedule, let us try to define our objectives as to what are our objectives of learning from this video. The four objectives of learning are, so one, we want to know what is the vaccine that is given under this national immunization schedule. Second is the time, the schedule during which it is given, that is when it is given. The third objective is to know how is it given, what is the route of administration. The fourth thing is the dose, what is the dose of the vaccine that is given. So first let us try to understand how the vaccines are given, even before we know what vaccines are given and when they are given and what is the dose, because that will make the things easier. So let us try to understand the routes of administration of these vaccines. So as we said, we define four of our objectives. So hence, similarly, on same lines, we have four routes of administrations. So whatever vaccines that are given under the national immunization schedule are given in either of the four routes of administration. So what are those four routes of administration? One is the oral route, the other is intradermal route, other is subcutaneous route, and the other being intramuscular route. So oral route, as we know, given through mouth, and these three in some or the other way is given through the skin, right? Through the skin it is being given. The only thing that varies is the angle at which these vaccines are being injected through these various modes of administration, and the layer in which, hence the layer in which the vaccine is going to get deposited, right? So we have the intramuscular vaccine, you have the subcutaneous vaccines, and you have the intradermal vaccine. So all of them are given through the skin. It's what differs is the angle with which they are injected, and hence the layer into which they get injected, right? So that is the those are the four routes of administration. Now let us know what are the vaccines under each route of administration. So oral, you have got three vaccines. One is the oral polio vaccine, the rotavirus vaccine, and the vitamin A. Let me try to mention it beforehand itself. That is, see, let us try to remember it in the order that is mentioned in the national immunization schedule. Okay, so OPV is given first, and then you have the rotavirus vaccine that is given, and then you have the vitamin A. Though the timelines might vary, but it is in the order of the national immunization schedule. So OPV is given first, that is during your birth dose, 6 weeks, 10 week, 10th week, 4th week. Later on, again in the 6th, 10 and 14th week, you have the rotavirus. Then you have in 9 to 12 months and 18 to 24 months, and thereafter also you have the vitamin A. So let us try to remember it in that order only, so it will make things easier for us. Okay, so now let us know about the other routes of administration. So that is intradermal, subcutaneous route, and the intramuscular route of administration. In the intradermal route, we have two vaccines. One is the BCG vaccine, which is given at birth. Then you have the fractional IPV, FIPV, which is given at 6th and 14th week. Subcutaneous route, you have two vaccines again, the MR vaccine and the JE vaccine. The thing that you have to remember is that both of them are given during the same timeline, that is 9 to 12 months and 18 to 24 months. So you have the MR1 and the JE1, and you have the MR2 and the JE2. Okay, so that will make the things easier. Again here in the intradermal route, BCG is given at birth, so we have mentioned it first, whereas FIPV is given at 6th week and 14th week, so hence we have mentioned it later, so that we will also remember the schedule timeline also along with the routes of administration, right? So coming on to the intramuscular route of administration. So what are the vaccines that are given through intramuscular route? So we have the hepatitis birth dose, the pentavalent, the PCV, DPT booster, and the TD vaccine. Again, this is in the order of the timeline itself. Okay, this is in the order of the timeline itself. So the birth dose is given at birth. Pentavalent is given at 6, 10 and 14th week. PCV is given only at 6th and 14th week, and the PCV booster which is given between 9 to 12 months. And then you have the DPT booster 1 and DPT booster 2. DPT booster 1 and DPT booster 2, which is given during your DPT 1 will be given during 18 to 24 months and DPT 2 during 5 to 6 years, right? So, and the TD vaccine which is given at 10 years and one more during the 16th year, that is 16 years. So that is the order in which I have written, so just remember it in that way. So these are the routes of administration of our